On what would have marked the 100th birthday of his beloved mother, King Charles III and the royal family took a moment to honor not only her remarkable life but also the enduring legacy she left behind. In London on April 21, 2026, the sound of Westminster Abbey's historic bells echoed through the city as Britain paid tribute to a century since the birth of Queen Elizabeth II. More than a ceremonial milestone, the occasion became a powerful symbol of gratitude, unity, and continuity, connecting generations of royal service with the modern world in an extraordinary way. This historic commemoration brought together tradition and innovation unlike ever before. While King Charles III approached the centenary with deep personal devotion and a profound sense of responsibility, the younger generation of royals introduced a bold new vision that transformed the celebration into a global digital experience. The Prince and Princess of Wales, joined by Lady Louise Windsor and James, Earl of Wessex, embraced modern technology to create meaningful connections with audiences around the world, opening the monarchy to a wider public in ways rarely seen before. For King Charles, the centenary represented one of the most significant responsibilities of his reign. Every detail of the national tribute reflected both his admiration for his mother and his commitment to preserving the values she represented throughout her 70-year reign. From major exhibitions at the King's Gallery to the creation of a national memorial in St. James's Park, the king ensured that the occasion carried dignity, reflection, and historical importance. Yet the defining feature of the 2026 celebration was its forward-looking digital strategy. Encouraged by the king's desire to keep the monarchy connected to modern society, younger members of the royal family spearheaded a series of immersive online experiences designed to engage audiences across generations and across continents. These programs transformed traditional royal presentations into accessible, interactive events that invited millions to explore history in a more personal and meaningful way. One of the standout events, scheduled for April 28, focused on Queen Elizabeth II's life and style, examining how her wardrobe became an important part of diplomatic communication and public service. Rather than presenting fashion as mere appearance, the program explored how the Queen used clothing to project stability, confidence, and cultural respect throughout decades of international engagements. Guided by the younger royals, the experience blended history with modern storytelling, making it appealing to both long-time royal followers and younger viewers discovering her legacy for the first time. The digital series continued with a special presentation in May centered on the historic royal christening robe, an artifact that has been used for generations of royal infants, including both Queen Elizabeth II and King Charles III. This event offered audiences a rare opportunity to appreciate the craftsmanship and symbolism behind one of the monarchy's oldest traditions. Lady Louise Windsor's influence was especially evident in the thoughtful and reflective tone of the program, encouraging viewers to connect with the quiet continuity of royal history. Another highly anticipated session explored the Queen's 1953 coronation dress and the detailed embroidery that represented the nations of the Commonwealth. Experts shared insights into the artistry and symbolism woven into the gown, highlighting how the monarchy used ceremonial imagery to reinforce unity during an important period in modern history. Through these online experiences, viewers from cities around the world could participate in discussions about British heritage and royal tradition without ever stepping inside a palace. The final installment of the digital series focused on Queen Elizabeth II's wedding dress from 1947, emphasizing the atmosphere of resilience and shared sacrifice that shaped post-war Britain. By revisiting the story of how the young princess used ration coupons during a time of national hardship, the royal family highlighted values of humility, duty, and solidarity that continue to define the Queen's public image decades later. The program resonated strongly with audiences by presenting the monarchy not as distant figures but as individuals shaped by the same historical challenges faced by ordinary citizens. What truly distinguished the centenary celebration was its accessibility. Instead of limiting the experience to royal residences or exclusive gatherings, the monarchy embraced digital outreach that allowed people from every corner of the world to participate. This modern approach reflected a broader effort to create a more open and relatable institution while preserving the traditions that define it. King Charles III reportedly expressed great pride in the contributions of the Prince and Princess of Wales, as well as the dedication shown by James and Louise. He viewed their efforts as evidence of a monarchy capable of evolving with the times while remaining grounded in its historical foundations. Their work demonstrated how the royal family could honor the past while embracing the possibilities of the future. Public reaction to the centenary has been overwhelmingly positive, with many praising the way these digital experiences brought history to life. Audiences noted that seeing royal artifacts and hearing the stories behind them created a stronger emotional connection to Queen Elizabeth II's legacy, making her memory feel immediate and enduring rather than distant and ceremonial. As the day's events concluded, it became clear that the centenary had accomplished far more than a remembrance of a historic monarch. It presented a vision of a modern monarchy rooted in service, resilience, and cultural continuity. The crown emerged not simply as a symbol of tradition, but as a living institution adapting to a rapidly changing world while preserving the values that Queen Elizabeth II represented throughout her life. At the heart of this new chapter stands the National Memorial in St. James's Park, a project personally supported by King Charles III and national leaders to ensure the occasion would carry lasting significance for future generations. More than a monument, it serves as a permanent reflection of a century-long legacy and a reminder of the enduring bond between the monarchy and the people it continues to serve. The architectural centerpiece of the centenary became a powerful symbol of continuity and remembrance, reflecting both history and renewal in equal measure. Designed by the renowned architect Sir Norman Foster, the memorial introduced striking features such as the Crown Bridge, inspired by the intricate design of Queen Elizabeth II's wedding tiara, and the Philip Gate, honoring the Duke of Edinburgh's steadfast role as her lifelong companion and source of strength. Together, these elements created more than a physical monument. They formed a lasting tribute to stability, service, and the enduring spirit that shaped Britain for generations. King Charles III's careful involvement in every aspect of the project revealed his deep commitment to preserving the integrity of his mother's legacy while laying a confident foundation for the future of the monarchy. The memorial stood not only as a reflection of Queen Elizabeth II's remarkable reign, but also as a symbol of continuity stretching toward the eventual reign of Prince William. Every detail carried emotional significance, reinforcing the crown's role as a lasting anchor during times of social and cultural change. Across the country, the centenary celebrations showcased an extraordinary level of coordination within the royal family, highlighting a modern institution built on service and shared responsibility. Princess Anne led the opening of the Queen Elizabeth II Garden in Regent's Park, a peaceful space intended for reflection and quiet appreciation of nature, mirroring the late Queen's disciplined character and lifelong devotion to duty. Meanwhile, the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh focused their efforts on charitable initiatives connected to causes the Queen supported throughout her life, ensuring that her humanitarian influence continued to grow beyond the commemorative events themselves. This united approach transformed the centenary into a demonstration of institutional strength and collective purpose. Rather than focusing on ceremony alone, the royal family emphasized active contribution, presenting the monarchy as a working institution grounded in dedication and public service. The strategy resonated strongly with audiences, reinforcing the image of a family committed to responsibility, continuity, and national unity. Public engagement reached remarkable levels as people embraced the opportunity to connect more directly with royal history. Visitors showed particular enthusiasm for newly accessible areas of the Palace of Holyrood House, while millions around the world participated in digital experiences connected to the royal collection. Many observers described the decision to center parts of the celebration around Queen Elizabeth II's personal style and public image as a highly effective way of reminding people how consistently present she had been throughout decades of national life. The younger generation of royals played a major role in shaping this renewed sense of accessibility. Through thoughtfully produced digital content, they brought historic artifacts and royal traditions to life in ways that felt personal and relatable. Audiences responded warmly to the transparency and creativity of these presentations, which helped bridge the distance between royal history and modern public life. Throughout London, the atmosphere carried a unique balance of excitement and dignity. The celebrations honored a monarch whose lifetime spanned extraordinary technological and cultural transformations, from the industrial age to the digital era. Inside royal circles, King Charles reportedly expressed deep satisfaction with the way the centenary unfolded, particularly praising the Prince and Princess of Wales for successfully modernizing the monarchy's communication strategy while maintaining its traditions and values. He also recognized the contributions of Lady Louise Windsor and James, Earl of Wessex, whose creative involvement brought fresh energy to the celebrations and helped ensure that the ideals associated with Queen Elizabeth II remained meaningful for younger generations. Their efforts reflected a broader vision for a monarchy capable of evolving while preserving the principles that have defined it for decades. One of the most memorable moments of the celebration came through the careful blending of solemn remembrance with warmth and humanity. By pairing moments of formal tribute with lighter archival footage, including beloved scenes involving Paddington Bear, The royal family created a more personal and emotionally resonant portrait of the late queen. This balance allowed the centenary to move beyond grand ceremony and into something more intimate, presenting the monarchy as a living institution shaped by personality, memory, and emotional connection. As evening descended over Buckingham Palace, the final phase of the centenary unfolded with remarkable emotional depth. The illuminated city became a stage for reflection, symbolizing both the close of a historic chapter and the beginning of a renewed era under King Charles III. The transition from daytime public celebrations to the evening's more reflective atmosphere emphasized the monarchy's ability to unite history, culture, and national identity within a single narrative. Inside the palace, the gala reception served as a powerful demonstration of the monarchy's evolving role in modern society. Guests discussed the success of the digital initiatives that had reached audiences around the world, while King Charles moved through the gathering with visible pride in the achievements of the younger royals. His praise for William and Catherine highlighted their ability to navigate the expectations of a global audience while maintaining the dignity of the institution. At the same time, his recognition of Louise and James signaled a broader and more inclusive vision for the future working monarchy. The public's response to this more open and accessible approach remained overwhelmingly positive. Many people expressed appreciation for the ability to engage with royal history through digital platforms that transformed distant historical events into meaningful personal experiences. Younger audiences, in particular, connected with the storytelling approach that emphasized Queen Elizabeth II's humanity, resilience, and sense of duty. When King Charles III finally addressed the nation during the closing ceremony, his words captured the emotional heart of the entire centenary. He spoke not simply about monuments or historical achievements, but about kindness, service, and the enduring values that defined his mother's reign. He described her influence as something woven into the spirit of the nation itself, existing not only in grand institutions but also in quiet acts of compassion and resilience carried forward by ordinary people. His message emphasized that the purpose of the centenary was not merely to honor the past, but to carry its values into the future. By connecting Queen Elizabeth II's lifelong commitment to service with the challenges facing the modern world, the king presented the monarchy as a stabilizing force in a rapidly changing era. His speech reflected a nation moving beyond grief toward a deeper sense of gratitude and continuity. The evening concluded with a breathtaking drone display above the River Thames, replacing traditional fireworks with an innovative visual tribute that reflected the spirit of a new generation. Images of the Elizabeth II Rose and the imperial state crown illuminated the night sky, creating a symbolic bridge between historical tradition and modern technology. It was a fitting conclusion to a celebration defined by both remembrance and renewal. As crowds gathered along the mall and joined together in singing the national anthem, the moment became more than a royal tribute. It became a collective expression of national identity, unity, and optimism for the future. The success of the centenary ultimately reflected the strength of a monarchy that continues to evolve while remaining rooted in the values of service, stability, and continuity that Queen Elizabeth II represented throughout her extraordinary life. In the end, the centenary of Queen Elizabeth II's birth became far more than a royal commemoration. It evolved into a deeply emotional national moment that united memory, gratitude, and hope for the future. King Charles III orchestrated the occasion with extraordinary care, creating a tribute that honored the past while confidently embracing the modern age. Through the combined efforts of the royal family, especially the younger generation, the late Queen's legacy was transformed from a treasured historical memory into a living guide for the future of the monarchy and the nation itself. As the final moments of the evening unfolded, the King's closing words carried a lasting emotional weight. He spoke not of endings but of continuity, describing his mother's influence as something permanently woven into the fabric of the country. Her legacy, he suggested, was not confined to monuments or ceremonial traditions but lived on in the values, character, and spirit of the people. With Buckingham Palace glowing softly against the London night before gradually fading into darkness, the monarchy appeared not as a fading institution of another era, but as a confident and modern force prepared to move forward with renewed purpose. The impact of the centenary extended well beyond Britain's borders. Across the international community, reactions reflected admiration for how effectively the royal family had made Queen Elizabeth II's story feel relevant to a new generation. Many observers noted that her life and values had never seemed more connected to the realities of the modern world. This transformation was driven largely by the innovative approach introduced by the younger royals, whose communication strategies brought a fresh and relatable dimension to royal storytelling. The digital initiatives led by the Prince and Princess of Wales quickly became one of the defining successes of the celebration. Social media platforms, international broadcasters, and cultural commentators praised the creation of immersive digital archives that allowed people of all ages to engage directly with royal history. For younger audiences especially, the monarchy no longer felt distant or inaccessible. Instead, it became an interactive and emotionally engaging story that connected historical events with personal experiences and shared values. Lady Louise Windsor and James, Earl of Wessex, received significant recognition for their creative contributions to these projects. Their work in incorporating personal footage, private reflections, and archival material into the digital experiences added an unprecedented sense of intimacy and openness. By blending historical significance with emotional storytelling, they helped create a deeper connection between the public and the royal family. This more transparent approach fostered a renewed sense of national pride, while also attracting admiration from audiences around the world. Throughout the day, King Charles III reportedly expressed immense satisfaction with how seamlessly the celebrations balanced tradition with innovation. During private reflections with senior advisors, he emphasized his gratitude for the creativity and dedication shown by the younger members of the family. He spoke with particular pride about the ability of William and Catherine to reinterpret the monarchy's traditional values in a way that resonates with modern audiences without compromising the institution's dignity or sense of purpose. By placing substantial responsibility in the hands of the next generation, the king demonstrated clear confidence in the future of the monarchy. The centenary became a public demonstration of unity, adaptability, and competence, presenting the House of Windsor as an institution capable of evolving while remaining firmly connected to its historic foundations. The celebrations projected an image of stability and continuity at a time when many institutions around the world struggle to maintain public trust and relevance. Public response consistently highlighted the digital lectures, immersive storytelling, and augmented reality experiences as some of the most meaningful elements of the entire event. These programs allowed audiences to connect with Queen Elizabeth II not simply as a historic sovereign, but as a woman whose warmth, humor, resilience, and dedication shaped the nation for decades. Personal moments shared by her grandchildren, along with lighter archival footage that revealed her personality beyond official appearances, brought a level of humanity to the monarchy rarely seen on such a global scale. As the king's final address echoed through Buckingham Palace, many felt that an important transition had taken place. The values and responsibilities associated with Queen Elizabeth II's reign had not ended with her passing. Instead, they had been successfully carried into a new era. The centenary became not a closing chapter, but the beginning of a renewed period for a monarchy determined to remain both historic and forward-looking. The enduring significance of the celebration lies in the remarkable balance achieved between King Charles III's reverence for history and the younger generation's embrace of innovation. The king provided the emotional gravity and ceremonial depth necessary for such a milestone, while William, Catherine, James, and Louise ensured that the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II remained vibrant within the fast-moving digital world of the 21st century. International reaction continued to focus on the democratization of royal history. By opening digital archives and encouraging interactive participation, the Prince and Princess of Wales helped remove long-standing barriers that once separated the monarchy from the public. Audiences repeatedly expressed that the most powerful aspect of the centenary was not the scale of the ceremonies or monuments, but the accessibility of the Queen's personal story and the emotional sincerity behind the celebrations. Younger generations, in particular, responded positively to the monarchy's ability to modernize without losing its sense of duty or moral purpose. By treating royal history as a shared cultural experience rather than a distant institution protected behind palace walls, the younger royals created a stronger emotional connection with audiences who had previously felt disconnected from royal traditions. Inside the palace, King Charles III reportedly spent the final hours of the celebration reflecting on the extraordinary coordination between centuries-old ceremonial traditions and groundbreaking digital engagement. He openly praised the Prince and Princess of Wales for their skill in managing the expectations of a modern global audience while preserving the integrity of the crown. His recognition of Lady Louise Windsor and James, Earl of Wessex, also signaled a broader and more inclusive vision for the monarchy's future working structure. The king's message for the future became increasingly clear throughout the centenary. He envisions a monarchy built not solely on tradition, but on meaningful contribution, public service, and the ability of each family member to use their individual strengths in support of national unity. The celebrations reinforced the idea that the institution's relevance depends on its willingness to adapt while remaining faithful to the values that have sustained it for generations. Perhaps most importantly, the centenary reaffirmed the continuity of the crown itself. By focusing entirely on service, dedication, and collective responsibility, the royal family presented a united and disciplined image that emphasized stability over distraction. The House of Windsor emerged from the celebrations as a modern institution deeply aware of its history, yet equally determined to lead confidently into a technologically advanced and rapidly changing future. The modernization of the monarchy's cultural and spiritual identity was achieved not by redefining Queen Elizabeth II's legacy, but by transforming the way people experience and connect with it. Every aspect of the centenary reflected a deep respect for the values that shaped her reign, while presenting those values through modern and accessible forms. Through sensory gardens, immersive digital archives, and the symbolic design of the new National Memorial, the royal family created a tribute that resonated emotionally as well as intellectually. It became a celebration not only of an extraordinary life but also of a century defined by resilience, transformation, and continuity. As the world reflected on the events of April 21, 2026, the lasting image was that of a royal family grounded in the enduring strength and kindness of its matriarch while embracing the creativity and energy needed for a new era. One of the most meaningful moments of the day came quietly, away from public ceremony, when King Charles III shared a private moment of reflection and prayer with his heirs. That symbolic gesture marked more than the close of a commemoration. It represented the successful passing of responsibility, values, and vision from one generation to the next. The Elizabethan era, rather than fading into history, has now been transformed into a guiding framework for the future of the monarchy. Britain's royal institution emerged from the centenary not simply as a guardian of tradition, but as a modern symbol of cultural identity and national stability. The celebration reinforced the idea that the crown can honor its history while adapting to the realities of the 21st century with confidence and purpose. The true achievement of the centenary lies in the way King Charles III used the occasion not only to honor his mother's memory, but also to strengthen the institution for generations to come. By placing the Prince and Princess of Wales alongside Lady Louise Windsor and James, Earl of Wessex, at the center of the public narrative, the King demonstrated a clear commitment to renewal and evolution within the monarchy. Their leadership in digital engagement and public outreach showed that the institution is no longer defined solely by ceremony and distance, but by its ability to communicate, connect, and evolve alongside the people it serves. This carefully managed transition from tradition to innovation was executed with remarkable precision. It reinforced the monarchy's role as a stabilizing force in an increasingly fast-changing world. Public response to the closing ceremonies reflected a renewed sense of national pride, especially regarding the way British culture and identity were presented on the global stage. International observers noted that while many historic institutions struggle to remain relevant in a technology-driven era, the monarchy succeeded by using modern tools to deepen its human connection rather than weaken it. The digital archives and interactive experiences created by the younger royals established a new benchmark for how historical legacy can be preserved and shared in the modern age. Instead of creating greater distance between the institution and the public, technology became a bridge that invited participation, reflection, and emotional connection. The mystery and dignity of the crown were maintained not through isolation but through openness and shared cultural storytelling. Audiences from across different generations responded positively to this new direction. Many expressed admiration for a monarchy that appeared increasingly focused on meaningful contribution and communication rather than simply inherited status. The centenary helped redefine public perceptions of royal service, emphasizing dedication, creativity, and public engagement as essential qualities for the institution's future. King Charles III reportedly viewed the success of this approach as one of the defining accomplishments of the year. In reflections shared with members of the royal household, he praised the dedication shown by William and Catherine, along with the creativity and energy brought forward by James and Louise. Their efforts ensured that the values associated with Queen Elizabeth II's reign would continue to resonate strongly within a rapidly changing world. The king's praise carried significance beyond personal pride. It represented recognition of the discipline, coordination, and professionalism required to deliver a celebration of such magnitude with unity and clarity. For Charles, the centenary confirmed that the next generation possesses the same sense of duty, seriousness, and compassion that defined his mother's reign. That continuity offered reassurance that the monarchy's guiding principles remain secure as the institution moves forward. Perhaps most importantly, the centenary successfully reinforced the monarchy's role as a cultural and emotional anchor for the United Kingdom. In a time marked by constant global change and uncertainty, the values represented by Queen Elizabeth II, and now carried forward by King Charles and the younger generation, provide a sense of continuity and reassurance that many people continue to value deeply. The lasting physical and digital elements created during the centenary serve as enduring reminders of this role. The National Memorial, sensory gardens, and online archives are not simply commemorative projects. They are living spaces of reflection, education, and cultural identity designed to remain relevant for future generations. Together, they demonstrate that the monarchy continues to contribute not only to ceremonial life, but also to the arts, public memory, environmental awareness, and national unity. The younger royals played a crucial role in shaping this evolution. Their ability to combine respect for tradition with innovative communication helped demonstrate that historical values and modern progress are not opposing forces. Instead, the centenary showed how the two can strengthen one another when approached with care, creativity, and authenticity. As dawn arrived on the day after the celebrations, Queen Elizabeth II's legacy appeared stronger and more vibrant than ever. The centenary had never been solely about marking a historic birthday. It became a reflection of an institution that has survived enormous social, political, and cultural change because of its ability to preserve its core principles while adapting to new realities. King Charles III guided the occasion with a balance of emotional sincerity and strategic vision, ensuring that his mother's influence would continue to illuminate the future of the House of Windsor. The centenary now stands as a symbol of a monarchy that understands its responsibilities, honors its history, and moves toward the future with renewed confidence and clarity. The bridge between generations has been firmly established, the continuity of the crown remains secure, and the monarchy enters the next chapter of the 21st century with a calm but unmistakable sense of purpose.